This interview is with Mike McCutchen, who is the director of The Next Kill at the Twisted Dreams Film Festival in beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Mike is also the art coordinator from the movie Battle Angel Alita. He worked on the series from Dusk Till Dawn and Sin City: A Dame to Kill For, and he also works on, what did we call it? Fear the Walking Dead.
Yes, and we got to pop his podcast cherry, so we're looking forward to having him on again in the future and seeing what else is going on.
Molly, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Okay, go ahead, Mark.
Okay.
I'll let you.
We're here with Mike McCutchen, director of The Next Kill, which was featured last night here at the Twisted Dreams Film Festival. So what made you decide to make this movie?
Oh my goodness. Just a love of cinema. Just watching stuff and saying, oh man, that looks like a lot of fun. Like, I kind of want to do my own.
Okay.
I guess it's greed. I was like, I want what they're doing.
Ambition. That's good.
Okay, that's a much better word that I should probably have used that.
Now, this film was filmed in a unique style. If I had to explain it for anybody that played Beautiful Joe or the Telltale video games, it's kind of a comic book-like animation, correct?
Yeah, or like Borderlands.
Borderlands?
That pops up a lot.
Cell-shaded, I believe, is the term you're looking for.
Sure.
Yeah, no, that's pretty fair. That's definitely the vibe we were going with. Scanner Darkly was a massive influence. I mean, Richard Linklater is a enormous influence on my life. I mean, being from Austin, Texas, you kind of have to love Rodriguez and Linklater.
And you've worked with Rodriguez.
Yes, yeah.
What is that like?
It's pretty amazing.
Are there any strange rules, like don't look him in the eye, do not click a pen?
I don't know, like not quite.
No.
I've never clicked pens next to him while staring at him, but I might try that. Next show we work on.
The pen's going to be sticking out of your chest.
Yeah, I don't know. The Troublemaker family, Rodriguez has done an insanely good job of cultivating wickedly talented folks. That family is the best word I could describe there.
Okay.
It's a legit family, so it's kind of like we're all doing all sorts of jobs, but we all are working for this one goal. And you don't really get that when you just work for some random director who comes into town and wants to shoot something out and then get back to LA, which, no offense to those guys, because I worked on some of those and there's awesome people who come into town, but it's a real family there. And I'm so insanely grateful to kind of be a part of that.
Now, he is known for making movies on like shoestring budgets that look way more expensive than they were. What are some lessons that you've taken away and even applied to on The Next Kill?
Oh yeah, The Next Kill is like a straight up love letter to Rebel Without a Crew, his book. I mean, I read that in college and was like, really? You can do this with no money? Like, I mean, clearly, like, you have Clerks with Kevin Smith, who's also a massive influence on me. But the idea is, it's all about trying to be legit, trying to be sincere and smart with how you prep it out. So
planning.
Absolutely. Planning is core. It's like the most important thing you can do. Because Rodriguez world, at least from where I sit, typically in the art department it's... you kind of know the direction, like of the camera, for instance. So, I don't know. Hypothetically, we're shooting this one scene, and you kind of know going in, like, well, the camera's going to be pointed that way and that way. And there's no real reason to dress or spend money on anything not that way or that way. So
just like our studio. The curtains stop where the camera stops.
Well, that's how it has to be. I mean, that's like... all most sets are kind of like that, but with Rodriguez World, it's a little bit more on the point. He shoots with the sniper rifle and not with a shotgun to just sound aggressive with filmmaking. And I tried to ape that. Like, that's a lot of lessons that I took with my little my first feature film, no budget. When you don't have that much money, you do have to say, oh, well, I can only shoot this direction. Well, cool, let's toss all the money we do have all 10 cents of it on this wall and really try to dress it and make it look really nice. And just don't shoot that direction or the other direction. And just kind of focus on what you can.
Although we've talked a little bit, especially about Robert Rodriguez. So there's about like the third act of the movie, the cowboy is now covered in a mask. It's kind of like a Ziggy Stardust thing going on.
Oh, yeah.
Is it the same actor for the whole movie?
It is.
Okay, I was just curious about that. Like, that's a great way, because a lot of the bad guys all have masks.
Yes, and actually, not to cut you off, but it's pretty much straight up the middle of the movie is when Cowboy goes from badass Texas Ranger to Darkman style badass who's like angry all of a sudden. Yeah. But that actually was another influence. It's like Sam Raimi, like the movie's bonkers when it comes to throwing the camera this way and whip pan to this and weird movements that are slightly motivated, but all together for the energy. But in terms of trying to get multiple actors covering multiple roles, it's kind of why I created this Jihei gang. There's a weird gang in the movie that they all have these weird stylized masks. And I kind of wrote that in there knowing, I don't have much money. I can't really ask friends to show up multiple days spread out at my whim. So if I can design multiple characters that have the same mask and the same generic style of black leather jacket, white shirt, and jeans, then I can have multiple friends kind of play the roles. In fact, I played like 4 or 5 of these, for random shots of it's just me, my friend, and another guy, and, well, the scene calls for 2 Jihei gang members. And it's like, well, I kind of look like him, so let me just toss the mask on and let's get the shot.
So, how would you, if you were doing a podcast and the camera went out, how would you like it edited? Because we have a little bit of film of you, and now we're fixing the camera. Should we put like a still of our shots, your movie, flip pictures? How do we turn this crap into what you would like?
This is kind of a beautiful, perfect example of filmmaking. Where it's like you think something's going to go one way, and then, oops, all of a sudden it's a different way. With this, I'd probably be like, let's toss an animated GIF of just us like thumbs upping the camera and be like, hey.
We'll get to the shot we took in the lobby. Yeah. There we go.
Okay, we can cut to that, cut back and forth.
Absolutely.
So, sorry about that. We filled our camera. It's been just an awesome weekend here. You've been here the whole weekend? I saw you yesterday.
Well, I got in Friday night and I immediately came here. So it's been a lot of fun, weird, crazy movies, weird bands. There was a magic show last night. I mean, this is a fun festival that I hope the folks out there kind of pick up on. What Chris and Steve are doing is pretty cool.
Okay. Tell us about, you had some pretty big name cameos I was not expecting in your movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of randomness. That was half of the fun. It's, we've got car chases, explosions, and people whipping out guns left and right, people running around with masks and all this stuff, and that's all fun. But selfishly, I'm like, this is my first movie. I want to use this as an opportunity to meet some of my heroes, to meet some of the musicians that I'm a fan of, and in fact, or incorporate friends of mine that I know through a friend of a friend of a friend that, like in Austin, which is a really, really, really tiny community. It was just an excuse to meet my heroes.
Okay.
So,
name some of the cameos.
I mean, you've got...
What's Harry Knowles like?
Oh, Harry, he's a fun man. That's a family member from a brother from another mother. Yeah, I actually used to write for Nicole News. I did a little column called Saturday Shorts every Saturday, showing short films because I love film and I love giving the exposure that I kind of want personally. And I try to do that every weekend, and say, this is a cool filmmaker who's going places. Check this thing out. But yeah, like Harry, you write for a website for years and years, and you're making a movie. You're going to be like, hey, Harry, I know some people love you. Some people hate you.
People love to hate you.
I don't want to spoil anything, but whether or not people out there love, hate, or don't even know who he is, they're going to enjoy the little moment where he's on screen. And yeah, we had fun with that. But I lucked into so many amazingly talented folks, like Alex Pardee, who's a wicked, insanely talented artist. I mean, he's done so much stuff. If you don't know his work, Google him, and you'll be like, oh, that guy. We've got Alex Pardee. Ernie Reyes Jr. pops up for 5 seconds. I shouldn't say that. He pops up for the entire movie. I kid. I mean, he was a hero. You know, Ninja Turtles 2, Ninja Turtles, Surf Ninjas. It was my nostalgia just reaching out to be like, this is... If I'm not going to make another movie ever again in my life, I want the excuse right now to be, you know, this is how I get to meet my heroes. And heroes like, again, James Hong from Big Trouble Little China. And
yeah, the second that one lit up, I'm like, is that him? I gotta Google this.
Yeah. And you're like, wait a second.
I did.
Yeah.
I see his phone light up next to me in the theater.
Yeah, you got, you know, Harry, not going to ruin anything. A lot of the kills were fun. Lloyd Kaufman, he's a massive icon. Massive. I'm literally wearing a Toxic Avenger shirt because I love Trauma. I believe so hard in what they're doing and what they have done since before I was even born. You've got Lloyd Kaufman, you've got Ernie Reyes Jr., you've got Harry Knowles, James Hong, a musical group called Turquoise Jeep, which if you guys don't know Turquoise Jeep, stop what you're doing, pause this podcast, please pause, and Google, because Young Humma, Let Me Smang It Girl, that is going to just stick in your brain for the rest of your life. We also had a bunch of folks, just friends of friends. Like, I don't want to say anything about the scene, but like we stabbed one of the founders of South by Southwest and the Austin Chronicle, which in Austin's a huge deal. And like Lewis is a massive film lover and out there to help people out. And I'm like, hey, can we stab you in the gut?
Can we kill you?
Yeah. You down with that? He's like, yeah, of course.
So where do you get funding for this? Where can people go to help chip in? Because if they don't, we will turn the camera off again.
Chipping, funding. That's a weird one. I kind of did this. Okay, I don't even want to say I, because it's a we. It's a giant team. We made this movie with no Kickstarter, no Indiegogo, no rich uncles, no investors. That was super important to me from the get-go, to be like, well, I want to make this crazy bonkers movie, and I don't want to feel like, I owe anyone to get it done, like, now. Like, because that's, like, back to the cameos, the main reason we were able to get cameos is because we kind of stretched it out, and we were able to film over for a couple of years, so whenever folks would come into town...
It's a lot easier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, had we gone the Indiegogo Kickstarter route, which totally not against that by any means. Like, however anyone can make their movie, they should do that. But I felt personally that if I took anyone's money that didn't come out of my pocket, then I kind of owe them something to be like, we should wrap this up. We should get it done. We should show you something. And now that said, there were so many people who came out and worked for pretty much next to nothing, or they're just friends of mine and they wanted to see this thing happen, or they wanted to stop hearing me talk about this hypothetical and they want to make it a reality.
Shut them up now.
Exactly. And so it's like, the movie's done.
At least, did they go, dude, I was there. I know.
Yeah, pretty much. But, yeah, so hopefully with the next movie we can figure out some investing stuff. But this thing was just worked your butt off.
When you conceived it, did you have the visual style of the cell shading, for lack of a better term? Was that from day one, or did that get worked into it later?
Oh, that was absolutely before I even wrote anything.
Okay.
I knew we were going to do something funky because, again, with limited funds...
You have to make cartoon-like kills, and it's easier if it is a cartoon, right?
Yeah, our attitude, my best friend / producer / whatever, JJ Weber, he and I were on the same page here, and they said, well, we want explosions, we want car chases, we want all this funkiness and crazy weird stuff, that if you're trying to do that and make it photoreal, you're probably going to fail. Assuming you have zero money and you say, oh, I know how to blow up a building or crash a sweet Mustang into a dumpster. If you're trying to cheat for real, it's probably just going to come off as hokey. And so we just leaned into it. And as I was writing the script, it was like, well, let's go bonkers even more crazy here. So yeah, we knew that from the get-go. Like,
Yeah, there are several explosions that look really quite impressive
Yeah.
in the movie. I was really taken aback by how good some of those looked.
Yeah, and flip side, like if it wasn't cartooned or tuned up or stylized, however it is, you might not think that. You might be like,
Burke.
wait a second, they didn't really blow that up.
Yeah.
What is this? But yeah, no, we lean into it.
So the funding came from your other work that you've been doing, correct? So you funded most of it?
Yeah, I mean, I delivered pizzas all during college, saved up a little bit of money. That kind of got the ball rolling.
That explains the pizza delivery man in the beginning.
Oh yeah, during Ernie Reyes Jr.
Satan's Pizza was
Satan's Pizza. I just thought that was such a fun, like, let's again have fun with something funky.
Is that going to be your big Kahuna burger?
Oh yeah,
Satan's
we got
Pizza.
that and a few other things. You'll see them in the next movie, or maybe in the background of the next movie. But hopefully, that's my big Kahuna burger. My yeah. We're hoping to do that.
So you've been working on Battle Angel Alina and
Alita.
Yeah,
and Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah. No, I looked into Spy Kids 4 years and years and years ago, and just like any job, I kind of feel like you show up on time, you show that you actually care, and you do your best, and people call you back.
Yeah.
Like that's, I mean, no matter what you're doing in life, whatever your goal is, if you
gotta
show up on time, you do your best, you're sincere about it, people kind of latch onto that and then hopefully keep inviting you on to further stuff. So yeah, and I did the From Dusk Till Dawn, the first 2 seasons, Alita Battle Angel, which was huge, it was epic, wicked fun, so many good talented people worked on that I was just staring at all of them being like, can I get your autograph? And they're like, Mike, sign your time
Mike,
card?
Get
Yes.
me a coffee.
Yeah, I'll get coffee for anyone.
All right. Well, we're getting a little wrap up sound here. So thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed your film. It was great.
Yes, it is a roller coaster. It is great. Nonstop action. I can't recommend it more.
It's bonkers. It's weird. It's hopefully people check it out.
Check out. Where can they find it again, real quick?
Right now.
See it?
That's a great question. We're still trying to get distribution. We're going to be in LA in a few weeks. We actually just did our Canadian premiere of in Toronto last night at Tish. We're going to be all over. Hopefully we'll be on Amazon Prime, Vimeo.
Shoot us an email when you know where it's going to be, and we'll talk about it.
Absolutely. And thank you guys so much. This is really cool. I'm jealous. I kind of want to sit in your spot right now and watch the rest of the movies.
You're welcome to stay.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, thank you very much.
You have a wonderful day.
You too.